Hello, Rod here. Well, I was meant to do this over a year ago. Here's a No Man's Sky tutorial on how to build a chandelier. This one's got a very strong blue hue, but once I show you how to set it all up, you can use any item, meaning the variety and differences between all the different chandeliers that you can get are endless. And as you can see, the finished result is quite amazing. I've placed 4 walls to raise it up a bit. The height is up to you. Just make sure it's at the centre of your build. Let's place a floor panel. And of course, let's place a power door. Green state a floor panel, then do the reverse wire glitch by hitting place and wire at the same time. Now pull that wire to the power door. Delete that floor panel. Green state a floor panel, hit wire in place at the same time and pull the wire to the angled wire. We can now delete that power door. And very carefully delete the angled wire. Now we're going to select a small floor panel, go into the wire menu, highlight the electrical point, and do Banjo's wire glitch by hitting place and wire at the same time. Place a small floor panel. Green state a small floor panel, do the reverse wire glitch by hitting place and wire at the same time. Put the wire to the centre, do the Banjo wire glitch by highlighting the central point and hitting the wire in place at the same time. Now we've got an angled floor panel, we can attach 2 small triangles. And we repeat the earlier step of going from the reverse wire glitch to the Banjo's wire glitch for each of the edges of the first triangle. Now you can delete that triangle and repeat that process for the remaining triangle. Right, we've got a mini circle, make a save, and have a palette set up outside. This is probably quite an important feature of the build, because this is where you can test different items and see how they blend together. It's also where you can check for phase deletions, making sure the angles are all correct, the distances between the items are correct, and you can get a very good idea about how it's going to look at the end, but not complete. So if I was you, I'd spend a good few hours just playing around and seeing what you get. After all, when you make that final decision, you want to make sure those wires are facing in the correct direction. Like here, that skull is too far away. So I have to use the adjacency glitch from the small wall to the short wall by hitting L2 and R2 at the same time, and then using the short wall to do the reverse wire glitch and then pulling the wire up a little bit to get that lovely angle. Anyway, I know what I'm going to do, so let's get inside. I'm going to use the light floors and make sure that those 2 fine lines are facing outwards so the item faces outwards, and I make sure the 2 fine lines are facing inwards so the item faces inwards on the outside circle. As you can see, I've placed a half wall, as your short walls don't snap downwards. Place a light floor panel at the bottom. I delete the half wall. And now I can replace it with short walls. I know, it's a bit of a faff. I have to delete that light floor panel, so I can easily get to the snaps and place the light floor panels all the way down, making sure the 2 thin lines are facing outwards. Once you've placed those 5, you can place that one there, and then you can place the outer light floor panel, but making sure the 2 thin lines are facing inwards. Pull a wire between each of the light floor panels. Select a small wall, adjacency from a small to a short wall by hitting L2 and R2 at the same time. This is a hard glitch, so don't worry if you don't get it the first time, it's going to be annoying. Green state your short wall, do the reverse wire glitch and pull the wire to that point. Now you can delete the scaffolding, leaving the wire behind. Double check all the electrical symbols are facing the correct direction, then place the half thin wall, and then you can delete those short walls. Then you start the process all over again. Like most of these builds, there's a lot of repetitive steps, but just remember, the end result is worth it, and if you've planned things out outside, it's going to save you a lot of faff doing this. And I'm about to do something wrong in 1 second. As you notice there, I've missed one. The way the snaps are, you're going to have to delete the 3 below it, so you can easily get that one back in place. There's no way around it, you can spend ages trying to get it to snap, it won't do it. So take your time in each section and it will all come together nice and smoothly. So the most important things to remember is always making sure your light flow panels are facing the correct way, and then double check the direction of the wires after each section before moving on. If you've gone for a different setup in your one, i.e. different items, different directions, have 2 versions of it set up outside, one with the versions for the items that you're going to use, and the other version with just the wire frame, and that will give you a really good reference point for every step. I'll let you watch me do the wireframe a couple more times and I'll be back with the next step. last wireframe done, a little bit more of the scaffolding to delete. Be especially careful when deleting the scaffolding at this stage. I'd be careful with deleting anything at any point in the build anyway. Double check the wire direction again. Go to your ship and do an autosave. And make a manual save at the save point. Now it's safe to delete that mini circle and the wire from earlier. Now the fun thing, putting the items in place. For this we're going to be doing the Banjo's wire glitch, which is the easiest one, which is selecting an item, going into the wire menu, highlighting the electrical point, and hitting place and wire at the same time. As you'll notice here, I'm not dead center, so the glitch keeps missing, moving it to the center, and it becomes a doddle. So if it keeps missing, that's why it's doing it. Right, let's get the camera in a central position, line it up with the electrical points that I want, and move the camera around bit by bit, picking up each point, and what seems quite confusing becomes very simple. I'm going to glitch a few on the outside because I want to show you this other danger point before we move on. When deleting the light flow panels, make sure you select them and not the plants, or you're going to have to start again. So if you're not confident, make a save at this point. In fact, it's worth making a save once you've done each section. Let's carry on with the outer ring. Delete the rest of those light flow panels, take your time. That's the top row done, looking good. Make a save. For the next section, I'm using the alien bulb. I'm going for that electrical point. Before we move on to the rest, I want to make a double check on something. I'm going to select the Titanic trophy and Banjo wire glitch it to the end of that angled wire. That's precisely where I want it. Let's do the rest of those alien bulbs. Get your camera into the right position and gently work your way around, rotating the camera so you pick up the same electrical point each time. That's the last alien bulb, probably another good time to make a save. That section alone looks quite impressive. Time to put all the Titanic trophies in place. You find this row easier because it's the angled wire and it's further out. The Titanic trophies has added a stronger bluer hue to it. Make a save, move on to the next section. I'm going to use the ceiling light, but because I'm in creative mode, the light is on. And for this one, you're looking for the very bottom connector. In normal mode, these lights don't come on, and for a chandelier, they're best to be off. So let's move the camera to the inside facing outwards, and use that crisscross pattern as your guide. This one can be quite awkward. You might pick up other electrical points further out, so those step saves are quite important, but as phase deletion is less of an issue, it's less scary than it once was. But it's best to be safe than sorry, so take your time. this is the crisscross pattern you want at the end. As you can see, that ceiling light is too bright, but that will only be an issue in creative mode. So let's go and deactivate the power. For those that don't know, that's a creative mode feature. Make a save, and of course do the reload. And there's the finished chandelier from the outside. I really do like that pulsing effect you get from it. Of course, this one's got a very strong blue hue, but if you use different plants in different colours, you're going to get completely different effects. And of course, you'll make your own personal, unique version. The variation you could get from this is quite enormous. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Oh, and the bell thingy. And of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.